Hey guys, it's me Chan Dragon. Today this is another guide for the Yelan. This is more updated until 3.4. So I will add more kinda dendro thingy and the one that I already learned from my past experience, so I kinda have a better idea to give you about Yelan itself though. So let's get started. As usual, let's start with the talents, but before that, if you kind of like this kind of things, comparison stuff, feel free to give me a subscribe or like or whatever it is. Anything of it is very appreciated for me, so thanks in advance. So let's start first with the normal charge attack. Basically, Yelan have gimmick on charge attack. It's called breakthrough. Basically, Yelan charge attack when you go to the state of breakthrough is basically very fast. It's faster than Ganyu. It's just like instant charge attack, and it's dealing heavy hydro damage though based on Yelan match HP. So that's why the scale you already know have max HP, and then you can get this breakthrough by spending out of the combat by 5 seconds. So if you don't do any battle for 5 seconds, it will recharge though. But don't worry, there's another way if you want to get this breakthrough, is by doing this skill though, because this elemental skill, you see each opponent marked by the lifeline. When you use this skill, it has 34% chance to reset the breakthrough though. So yeah, there's two ways if you want to trigger the breakthrough: by 5 seconds not in the combat, or just using the skill. It has 34% of chance. But I also give you suggestion, this charge attack is not that strong if you are not touch C6 in my opinion though, because for me Yelan charge attack can be fully utilized on C6 though. But yeah, you can feel free to use because it's also very fast. And then for the elemental skill, basically this is very straightforward also. Yelan will do kinda like bind the enemy, mark of them, and it will kinda do a little bit of crowd control and dealing hydro damage though. This is basically also based on Yelan max HP, so again another max HP. And then you can do two mode tap. It just like Yelan will do very fast, and hold you can just like aim better though, or you can just like move around. So Yelan will kind of run very fast. This is also very useful in the exploration. That's why Yelan also very handy in terms of exploration. Let's say kind of desert. This is very helpful though. The elemental is very helpful, and of course this will also contribute to reset the 30% or 34% of your breakthrough though, if you kind of lucky. So yeah, very simple in here. So the scaling you can heal in here. Basically the cooldown is very fast, only 10 seconds, and yeah, you can keep triggering this one, and this is quite strong, so don't kind of underestimate. And now we'll move to the elemental burst. Basically Yelan we do a hydro damage, just remain kind of like Shinjo. When you do burst, it will do dealing the hydro AoE damage, and then after that you will do kind of have the rain sword. This is instead of rain sword, this is kind of like the turret of dice though, so it's kind of lesser dice that kind of based on Yelan max HP again. So it's very synergized from the charge attack skill to the burst. It's basically based on Yelan max HP though. And then yeah, the scaling you can heal in here. This is just basically similar like Shinjo burst though. There's nothing that different though. So if you're familiar, that's how it works. I don't really have to explain. And then after that, this is the passive. This basically mean if you have different type of element, Yelan max HP can increase further though. Depends if you have 1, 6, if you have 4, 30% increase. So yeah, adapt with your team. That's why Yelan can be fairly flexible. In here, another passive where it just say like, when you are in the burst states in the exclusive throw, the longer this burst kinda remain, the stronger the damage that will deal though. So that's why it's quite good passive also. And here just like expedition give you more reward. For the Yelan 5-star weapon, basically Yelan can equip almost all the 5-star weapon, but I'll just highlight the one that I think suit the most. So the first one, of course, the signature weapon, which is Aqua Simulacra, which is because the subset gives you critical damage, and the effect also good increase your HP. That overall just will increase Yelan damage output though. Other than that, don't underestimate Elegy. I think Elegy is the best one in terms of support weapon for Yelan, because this one is give you energy charge for the subset, and the effect basically means it just like it will give buff to your entire party. You see, it will give you an elemental mastery 100% and 20% of attack to your entire party though. So that's why this is actually very good for support Yelan though. So if you ask me which one is the best, Aqua Simulacra or Elegy for the end, in terms of rank, I will to say both of them is same strong. It just depends which one you prioritize more. If you just care about your Yelan individual damage, go for Aqua Simulacra. But if you just care your Yelan to support with others, go with the Elegy, because both of them is very strong. Depends on what your purpose is. Of course, other than that, the 5-star like the Thunder Pools, Hunter's Path, and Skyward Harp, yeah, you can even use that though. But yeah, it's not as good as these two, I would say. So for the 4-star weapon, Yelan actually has a lot of option of 4-star weapon itself though. So for the first one that I will recommend is Phaphonius Warbow. I think this is the best and the most efficient one because it will give you energy recharge as a subset, and if you hit crit, it will regenerate more particle, which is can help with your Yelan burst itself though, so you can have no hard time to trigger like the burst continuously. But other than that, I think the one that more fun, although as not as efficient as Phaphonius Warbow, is Sacrificial Bow, because this one it allow you to do one more of your skill, which is I think is very fun for me in my opinion. So yeah, it's also good because the subset give you energy charge, and yeah, get double skill. It's still very good though. But other than that, if you kinda really desperate, then you can go with the from the event, like the I don't know which event. This was already old. This one also good because the energy recharge is still very good. The subset, the effect pretty much we cannot really utilize everything, but still okay. Nice, like good additional cherry on top. Other than that, Wind Bloom, it's okay if you're kind of focused on the Dendro team, but it's still not at the best. And Stringless also good, especially if you kinda in the more into kinda Dendro team, because Elemental Mastery is essential also for Dendro team. But still, I think the best one for me for the 4-star is Sacrificial Bow or Phaphonius Warbow, but the best one of course Phaphonius Warbow. So for the Yelan artifact sets, there's a couple of them that actually very good that working so well with Yelan. That's why I say Yelan is very flexible character because she can receive or equip a lot of different artifact sets and perform very good. But I will start the one with that I think very comfy, the one that very good in terms of your rotation and everything, which is 4-piece of Emblem Sever Fate. This is very straightforward though, because basically 2-piece will give you energy recharge and the 4-piece will buff your elemental burst based on energy recharge. We know that people that pull for Yelan, most of them will utilize her as a sub DPS or support, unless you want to pull her as a C6 so she can become main DPS. So because of that, we want to make sure that her burst, which is her main gimmick, will be always uptime 100%, so without like feeling like, oh, my energy is not 100% yet though. So yeah, because of this, these sets actually help you a lot, so you can get more energy charge, especially if you already equip the weapon. It's also make it easier for you to have uptime for your burst all the time, and even very good because they will buff further your elemental burst. That's why this is a very comfy build for Yelan though. And potentially artifact set that become better than Emblem Sever Fate. This set is not just like buff your elemental burst, but also buff your charge attack and your skill though, which is 2-piece of Tenacity of Millelith and 2-piece Heart of Depth though. This piece can be even better from Emblem with the 2 rules though. First, if the overall subset is way higher, let's say the max HP percentage is better than your Emblem Sever Fate, and your crit rate and crit damage ratio is better from your Emblem of Sever Fate, then yeah, you may go for these sets. And second is make sure your energy charge is enough. If you wonder how much, it's around 180 energy charge for Yelan plus something like that though. That's why if you don't have enough energy recharge, even though you equip this set, even become stronger than Emblem, you will struggle in terms of rotation, and it's not comfy, and I don't really prefer you do that though. So that's why I would to say, make sure if you want to equip this set, you have energy recharge weapon though. So if you kind of still insist want to go with another weapon, let's say the signature weapon with this artifact, I would say just make sure you stack a lot of energy charge on the subset though. Other than that, you will struggle, and I don't really recommend. That's why if you kinda have the signature weapon, just ignore this. Just go with 4-piece of Emblem Sever Fate, because I still value more into rotation than just like higher damage, but your rotation is bad. Other than that, if you really don't have a very solid artifact set, you can just do combination from any, like Tenacity, 2-piece Tenacity, 2-piece Emblem, 2-piece Heart of Depth with 2-piece Noblesse Oblige, 2-piece whatever, like between those sets, between Tenacity, Heart of Depth, Noblesse Oblige, and Emblem of Fate. Any 2-piece combination of that will work. So for the artifacts main set for Yelan, for sure for the sense, go for the HP, because you know Yelan scales on HP, so don't go for attack, okay? HP is all the way. And for the goblet, the best one of course is hydro damage bonus, but if you're really desperate and you don't have like a solid piece hydro damage bonus, then you may go for the HP percentage itself though, but the best one still hydro damage bonus though. And then for the circlet, The best one is depends. If you need more crit rate, then go for crit rate. If you need more crit damage, then go for crit damage though. But of course, again, if you're desperate, you can go for the HP though. But still, the best one is crit rate and crit damage, because I already say again, to get like HP substat is easier for Yelan. Then compare, you will get like HP and you will get like double crit on the subset is much harder, and your rolls not even probably go the crit rate crit damage, because that has the lowest roll compared to HP rolls, which will contribute kind of higher percentage. So that's why I would say going for crit rate and crit damage is way better. For Yelan subsets, basically there's couple of them you should prioritize. Of course, energy charge is the first, and the second is HP percentage, HP flat, and elemental mastery can be gladly welcome. So for Yelan Constellation, I would say start from C1 to C6. Yelan Constellation, in terms of value, all of them I would say is passable. Nothing that's very bad that I will say you should not go or kind of regret. So if you decide to become kind of a spender, to spend a couple of money for early Constellation or even well until C6, at least you will not kind of feel very regret though. But take notes, if you want to spend money on Genshin, you have to have a stable job, stable income, and you don't really kind of risk your life, so you have security in your life first. That's the most important. But this one I want to say, the C1, basically it will give you more additional slot for your elemental skill, so your elemental skill can perform twice. So even you do with the sacrificial bow, it will come triple though, so thrice become like very fun, I would to say. So in here it will come good in terms of quality of life, because you get more energy charge and more damage of course from the skill. And C2 is basically is very good if you kind of care more about your pyro team, because in here Yelan will become more consistent in terms of hydro application, and will become better for the pyro team itself because it's more consistent. Basically in here Yelan will shot another dice, additional dice that based on 14% of her max HP, and will trigger every 1.8 seconds. So beside the regular one dice that she shot from the burst, there will be one shoot kind of lesser dice, very big, every 1.8 second will shoot though. So that's why it's more consistent with the pyro team, especially in vaporize though. For the C3, it's good for the additional damage from the burst, so that's why it's quite good also. C4 also very good for the character that rely on HP, because basically after you skill, your Yelan will get more 10% HP, and all party members. So Zhongli will beneficial with this, and also Hu Tao. So any character that have scale HP will benefit with this. That's when this is relative still okay and good for me. And C5 will make the skill become stronger, and C6 will make your Yelan actually main DPS though, because every single of the normal attack that she perform while you are in the burst state, it will become like the charge shot damage though. So basically everything that she shot from the normal attack is breakthrough damage, which is I would say makes Yelan to become more main DPS. That's why I would say all of them is actually quite acceptable. But if you kind of decide to pull for early Constellation, you have option to either stop at C1, C2, or even C3. It's already a nice additional though. But if you're still confused, should you go for Constellation or weapon? Basically, I already have the full explanation in Who Should Pull Edition. I'll put the link description below. But in short, I'll to say, if you decide to go for the C2 Yelan, then it will be better than the weapon. But if you decide for C1, I suggest you to go for the weapon itself though. So yeah, for the Yelan team comp, basically I don't know what should I say, because Yelan can fit almost like 70%, at least 70 something percent of the team, so she's very flexible. But I would just like make it very short, like the one that mostly people use and the one that I like to use in terms of fun. So not all of them is meta, so maybe it just like inspire you though. So first one, the one that very people use in common, which is Raiden National, but instead you use Shincho, you use just Yelan though. And other than I would to say you can use in the kind of Hu Tao team, where is Shincho, you can just change with Yelan and then just do it around the same, something like that. Or even you want like Hu Tao in the overload but you use Yelan. And other that, you can even like put in Nahida team with Kazuha. Kazuha you can change with another character, basically it's very free. You can even put Yao, you can do it with Cookie, you can even put like Fischl or Yai or whatever with Yelan of course. And even when you want Shincho is actually you can just change Kokomi with other like healer like Cookie or whatever, this also can. See, it's very flexible. And other than that, this is like my actually very favorite team, where Yai become main DPS, like not usual, because my Yai is I built for main DPS because I like Yai, and Nahida to kind of buff the any reaction from the Dendro, and Yelan also to support, and Kokomi to heal, something like that. And also right now that I like to use right now, because I'll hate them just come out there, I'll hate them team with Yelan, Wind Bloom team, and Hyper Bloom also though. So basically there's a lot of Yelan team comps, it just depends on creativity. She's very flexible, that's why I have to say in terms of value she's very good. So yeah, pretty much that's it. Overall to say Yelan is very good in terms of character, because sub DPS user is very standing out, especially character that looks like kind of Shinjo is basically no comment anymore. She is very flexible, easy to build. The scaling is actually very friendly if you have bad artifacts. So yeah, overall she's just very strong, especially with Dendro she's even more like versatile. So yeah, Yelan is very strong character. So yeah, if you like this video, feel free to hit the subscribe button and like, and enjoy the episode.
呪言律流呪言やせははや直律流
知識はあなたにもかかれ痛がっちゃいない終わりね
直呪言有限なる来店直呪言